Hello, it's Gabby here for you. Before we jump onto this week's podcast, I just want to let you know about 2 ways that you can work with me. First of all, I do one-to-one coaching and I do that via Zoom, so we can jump on a Zoom call at a time to suit you. The second thing I've got for you is an online coaching course that's 12 modules that you can download straight away now. There will be a link somewhere around these podcast notes. And this is the course that I've designed, and it's got everything in it that I wish I'd have known when I finished cancer treatment and I was lost. So you can download that course now and you can start working towards making this your happiest and healthiest year ever. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome to Confidence After Cancer. I'm your host, Gabrielle Mottershead, cancer survivor, recovery coach and founder of Confidence After Cancer. And before we begin, if you've completed your cancer treatment and you are struggling to feel like yourself again, I'd love to invite you to book a free confidence clarity call with me. Together we can explore where you are now, what's holding you back, and what your next steps might be. You can book your call using the link in the show notes. And let's dive into today's episode. Have you ever found yourself thinking, I should be grateful. Well, I survived. My scans are clear. Other people have it much worse than me. And yet, you still feel anxious. You still feel disconnected. You still feel lost. Maybe you even feel guilty for feeling that way. And if that's you, please know that you are not alone. This is one of the most common things I hear from women after cancer treatment. Many people expect that when cancer treatment ends, life will simply return to normal, that you will feel relieved, happy, grateful, excited, and so ready to move on and put all this behind you. But for many survivors, that's not what happens at all. Instead, treatment ends and suddenly you're left asking, now what? And that question can feel surprisingly lonely. Now, before we go any further, I want to be clear. Gratitude is wonderful. Research shows that gratitude can improve well-being, can improve your resilience and your mental health. But gratitude becomes a problem when we use it to silence our real emotions. When gratitude becomes like a rule that we must follow instead of a feeling that comes from our hearts. When we tell ourselves, I shouldn't be upset because I survived. I shouldn't complain because my treatment worked. I should just be grateful. What we're actually doing is invalidating our own experience. Cancer is not only a physical event, it's an emotional event, a psychological event, an identity event for many people. And surviving cancer doesn't magically erase everything that you've been through. Because this is the hidden loss that nobody talks about. One reason many survivors feel lost is because cancer changes us. You may have lost your confidence, your trust in your body, a sense of certainty. Many people lose friendships and relationships. You may have lost your career momentum or the path that you thought you were on. So many people have lost their financial security for many reasons. You may have lost your energy levels. You may have lost sight of your future plans. And perhaps most significantly, you may have lost the version of yourself that you used to be. And that can create a strange kind of grief, a grief that isn't always recognised by other people because everyone around you is celebrating survival. And maybe you are quietly mourning parts of your old life. And that can feel incredibly confusing because I hear this sentence all the time. I should be over this by now. I should stop dwelling on it. But according to who? Who decided there was a timeline for processing trauma? Many women return to work, resume family responsibilities and carry on looking perfectly fine from the outside. Yet internally, They're still trying to make sense of everything that's happened and everything they've been through. They're carrying fears that they don't talk about. The fear of recurrence, the fear of getting ill again, the fear of letting people down, the fear of never quite feeling normal again. And because everyone assumes that you're okay, quite often they keep those fears hidden. Now, this is something I work through regularly with the women that I support privately. The biggest challenge isn't always rebuilding confidence. It's rebuilding identity. Because before cancer, you knew who you were. You knew how life worked. You knew what to expect from your body. You knew what the future looked like. Then cancer arrived and rewrote that script, took it out of your hands. And now you're standing in a space between the two versions of yourself, not quite the person that you were before, and not yet the person that you are becoming. And that in-between space can feel deeply uncomfortable. And that is often where people describe feeling lost, not because they're broken, but because they are transforming. And so what if feeling lost isn't a sign that something is wrong? What if it's evidence that you're growing, you are evolving? Think about any major transition: becoming a parent, changing career, moving country, retirement, divorce, bereavement, starting a new business. There's often a period of uncertainty before a new identity emerges, and cancer recovery is no different to that. The old version of you may no longer fit, and the new version of you might not be fully formed yet, and that's uncomfortable and it's unknown, but it's also completely normal. So one of the most powerful shifts you can make is allowing two things to be true at the same time. You can be grateful to be alive and yet still feel scared. You can be grateful for successful treatment, but you can still feel angry about what happened. You can be grateful for supportive family and yet still feel lonely. You can feel grateful and still feel lost. Those emotions are not mutually exclusive, and this can be the most confusing things. They can actually coexist. And when you stop fighting that reality, something begins to soften. And so I've got a question for you. I'd love you to reflect on this. Just put your hand on your heart for a minute and ask yourself quietly, what emotion have you been telling yourself that you're not allowed to feel? I'll ask you that again. What emotion have you been telling yourself that you're not allowed to feel? It could be sadness. Maybe it's anger. Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's disappointment in yourself or in other people. Maybe it's grief. But what would happen if you gave yourself permission to acknowledge that? Not fix it, just judge it. Sorry, not judge it, just get curious about it. Just acknowledge it, because healing often happens when we stop arguing with how we feel and just accept it. And today, if this episode has resonated with you, I want you to know this. You are not failing at recovery. You are not ungrateful. You are not doing cancer survivorship wrong. Feeling lost after cancer doesn't mean you've gone backwards. It means you are now standing at the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where you are learning who you are now. A chapter where you are discovering what matters most to you. A chapter where you are creating a life that feels meaningful again. And that takes time. So please be gentle with yourself. Give yourself some compassion. And so if this episode spoke to your heart and you're stuck between who you were and who you're becoming, I'd love to support you with that. Book a free confidence clarity call and let's have a conversation about where you are now and what your next chapter could look like. The link is in the show notes. And if you found this episode helpful, please share it with another cancer survivor who might just need to hear these words today. Thank you so much for listening to Confidence After Cancer. Until next time, remember, the hardest part often comes after treatment, but your second chapter can be even better than your first. Take care, my love. Bye-bye for now. And remember to stay safe and stay sane. I'll speak to you very soon. Thanks for listening.